Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the nerve attacks and how you can attack the somatic system or the autonomic system. Now there's two main systems in the body. Somatic system happens to be the motor functions. You have control over mental, physical control. You can move your hand, you can take a deep breath, you can sit down, bend your knee, kick someone, punch someone, etc. Those are your somatic nerves. You have motor control over those, conscious motor control. That's about 20% of your brain capacity. Now there's the other system, which is called the autonomic system, and basically that breaks down into other subsystems, but we're only going to talk about the general autonomic system as a generality. Now that generality is the autonomics affect your involuntary or unconscious functions that you have no control over, and that is like heart rate, respiration, digestion. Now respiration goes into both categories because you can control that, but the somatics, the somatic system of the breathing process is the diaphragm, where you can stop or start the diaphragm. That's voluntary, that's motor control. However, your involuntary, so when you're sleeping, you don't suffocate. It keeps you breathing all day, whether you're thinking about it or not. That's the autonomic system. So you have the autonomic system and the motor somatic system. Now, these were described in the Bubishi. It's one of the keys of the Bubishi. Now, when you see it, these keys are hard to find. Now, a key is just that, like a key in a doorway. Your key just unlocks a door. How you open the door, where you go in that room, how you sit in that room, what you do in that room, that is for you to do. Yeah, that's your past experiences that you can formulate. So when you see this key presented in the Bubishi, if you don't know what to do with it, you're never going to see the correlations. Now, this is one of the hidden keys that are in there that we found. Just because we did Kyusho and how we related back and we did our reverse engineering through the health aspects of our Kyusho, the healing processes, the restorations, etc., as well as the hurting or the incapacitating functionality of Kyusho. So we found this key, and it's a stunning key, and we're going to describe it in the extended version. But when you look at the pictures in the Bubishi, these keys are presented in a few different areas. There's a few postures. When you look at those figures that are doing the fighting postures on each other, or even doing the form, solo form, you will see that the back is drawn in two ways. And one signifies the somatic system is active, and the other one suggests that the autonomic system was active. Now, how do you know, or how did we figure out this key? Well, from my experiences, when I hit a certain nerve in a person, I can see their body reaction, how their motor function shut down, or how their autonomic function shut down. And when you're reviving them or restoring them, that's when you'll notice for sure on the body there are manifestations on the body that will allow you to understand whether it's a somatic or an autonomic attack. And that's why we do restorations in part. Now, of course, the person will wake up on his own if you knock them unconscious. They wake up on their own. If you cause further dysfunction, like cessation of breath or you stop their breathing, then it's nice of you to fix it. Now, they can restore, but in that process, if they don't restore quickly, panic sets in, other factors could manifest. They could get an adrenaline dump, their blood pressure could get spiked or dropped, many different manifestations. So we revive the people not to wake them up, because they can wake up on their own, or you can just slap them across the face and they'll wake up, kick them in the foot, you nudge them a little bit, they'll wake up. And sometimes, and most times, when they hit the floor, they wake up if you haven't rendered them too deep into that unconscious state. So when we do the revival, it is to balance the system and to heal the system as opposed to just waking the person up. And that's why we go through different manifestations and why we have various levels of resuscitation, targeting different functions that were shut down, whether it's the somatic system. Not too much is needed, a slap in the back of the neck to wake them up, and a little balancing of the messaging, the transmissions of the nerves in the body, so the brain isn't just acutely targeted on right or left hemisphere. You balance it out so the brain starts to function better, and it gets rid of the headache possibility. And if they get a headache, then we get further resuscitations that we do. But when they stop breathing, or they have a drop in blood pressure, or their chest constricts, there's many different things that can go on. We look around, we do different resuscitations that incorporate what's called triage, or taking the most serious ramification on the body and working with that first. And we look to see the bodies, or a body, or if you're doing multiple person attacks and dysfunctions, how to look at the person that's most dysfunctioned and needs the assistance more vitally. So we work with that. But when you're going through these resuscitations, you're also looking for signs that the autonomic system has been shut off, or the somatics for that matter. It's mainly the autonomics though. So this key is explained in this footage that we have in the extended version. It's going to bring you through a beginning session of a seminar that we recently did down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And it was describing this particular key. And then we went through the process of doing some exercises to activate the autonomic system on each other, and to feel the manifestations and to be able to restore them. So stay tuned, take a seat back. We'll discuss the Bubishi, we'll discuss the drawings, the anatomical manifestations, and you will see the techniques in action.